Alright nerds, we're back for another beer review, and today I'm going to challenge myself a bit with a flavor I don't like, Earl Grey tea, with Ale Architects, Partea, Ale Architects out of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, capital city of Alberta. So this should be interesting. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of Earl Grey. We've tried some on the show in different beers, and I've liked and disliked, so this should be a good trial of my taste buds. If you're wondering about my shirt, seems like a tourist trap shirt, definitely is. It's a wrestling shirt I got in Cancun a few years ago. So here you go, Mexico City, CMLL, we went to a wrestling show, it was amazing. Always a great time, I love wrestling. Anyways, let's get to the beer though. So this beer, I did look it up because I was kind of curious about, you know, hop profiles and stuff, and then of course it reads it right on the can. Spice up tea time with a cup of this cheeky brew. Okay. Hopped with Idaho 7 Amarillo plus the addition of Earl Grey tea. Pinkies out. It is 6.4% in the typical 473 milliliter 1 pint can. I just cracked it. So I'm going to pour it slowly because it was sitting on its side, so I don't want to get too fizzy. It looks like a beer. Definitely looks like a beer. I should have poured it on screen so you could see. There we go. Kind of 1 finger, 1/2 finger white head, golden body. Whoa, the aroma. Whoa, I can smell it. Tons of carbonation just blasting from the bottom all the way up to the top. Just roiling. That looks good. That's a good looking beer. However, as good as it looks, I can smell it already. So again, it has Idaho 7, pretty much an aroma, flavor hop, lots of tropical, lots of citrus, apricot, orange, papaya, grapefruit. Also like pine, some black tea. It's kind of one of those hops that has a bit of everything in it, and it's an aroma flavor, like hop really. It's not going to be your bitterness hop. They're probably using Amarillo for that, which is like super cascade. I think we've talked about this before as well. Floral, tropical, citrus, tons of orange, which is what separates it from Cascade. So there you go, your botanical lesson for the day. Now because it smells, I really am going to take a big deep whiff of this. Oh yeah, you can smell everything. So that's kind of cool. It doesn't have this muddled aroma where it's just so overwhelming that you just like, it just smells like something. You can pick out like the apricot orange, tons of orange. You do get a little bit of that papaya because papaya has a very unique smell and a very unique sweetness. I don't get so much of the pine. And you do get a bit of that tea. Like tea has this bitterness, this je ne sais quoi aroma to it. Again, if it has Earl Grey in it, plus Idaho 7, which has some black tea hints, you should definitely be getting that. And then, of course, muddled tropicalness and muddled citrus, grapefruit, etc., etc. It's a lot of orange, a lot of tea. Citrusy. I'm really looking forward to trying this. There we go. Cheers. That is pretty intense flavor. Just as intense as their label. I don't know what's going on here. I'm sure it has something to do with architecture, being Ale Architect. Maybe they can explain it in the comments below. Yeah, you get that distinct Earl Grey, soft and bitter at the same time. The bergamot has such a unique flavor, and I can never pinpoint it other than saying it's bergamot. So if you drink tea, you know what I'm talking about. And you get a ton of orange. But not like overwhelmingly bitter orange, but like sweet, juicy, tangerine. that kind of orange. Very, yeah. A little bit of pine, but it's just overridden by the tea bitterness. And then, yeah, you get a lot of like, it is a bit floral, for sure. And there's some other fruit in there, but it's so, the orange and tea are fairly overwhelming. And it is fairly bitter, beer bitter. Fairly IBU bitter. I don't think the IBUs are super high. And it doesn't say on the can. But you do get beer bitterness, as well as the tea, as well as that like kind of grapefruit, citrus pucker you get in, you get from those fruits. They have their own bitterness. Now the tropical stuff doesn't shine through as much. It adds a little bit of softness to it. I think that cuts the orange, cuts the tea a little bit. I did not think I'd like this beer. Straightforward, thought I was going to have a bad beer review. And I am pleasantly surprised. I wouldn't have a whole bunch of these. One's fun. It reminds me a little bit of Situation Brewing in Edmonton as well. So maybe there's a tea thing up there. So that's really interesting. Situation Brewing, they always have different tea beer. And it's always well brewed, and this reminds me of that, which is a compliment because it's rare I find a tea I like at all. I just can't drink tea. I just can never find one I like. Let alone in a beer. However, maybe I need to rethink trying Earl Grey tea. It's been a long time. I noticed on the can it says brewed in Edmonton, Alberta for/by Ale Architect Brewing. So if you know what that's about, because there's no address, so I assume they contract brew. So leave a comment below or a comment on social media. Let me know. Ale Architect, if you're seeing this, let me know. I will do some searching on my own, but I'm curious where you would be located, and if not, where you contract brew out of, and where, if a guy visit Edmonton one day in the far future, where you could go. So yeah, very, very good beer. And I think, like, I'll be honest, it's a good beer. It's not like a fantastic beer. But for its style, which, again, I'm not a fan of, it is very good. So it's impressed me. And that's sometimes that surprise, that, expectation versus reality. If you can have that reality, exceed your expectation, it makes it more enjoyable. It could just be like an average beer, a good beer. This is a good beer. Well brewed, well made. And the fruit and the orange especially is very good. It's just that tea's not off-putting, it's just, again, a flavor I don't like. But they've made it so I do. So it actually kind of brings it up a tier in the sense that for this style, it's very good. So if you like the style of beer, this Earl Grey or a tea-infused IPA or style beer, definitely go to your local liquor store. I got mine at Westminster Liquor in Lethbridge, Alberta. They're always hooking me up. Great people. 3 locations. West side of Micmac Boulevard, north side on 13th and 5th, and south side of Mammograth. So there you go. Go see them. They got an awesome, ever-growing beer selection. And they're always hooking me up with awesome stuff from awesome breweries in Alberta and beyond. All that said, check us out on social media at Fermented Nerds. Brew us up some attention by hitting the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up button if you want to get notifications. Or hit the thumbs up button just to help us out. Hit the bell button for notifications of when we do new videos. Trying to get those out when we can. Of course, it's starting to get nice, so I want to go with that. All that said, very simply put, this is Wally. This is Fermented Nerds. I'm out.